Hello everyone. Thank you for visiting the page uh, for India Trading School on this YouTube channel. I'm going to release this pre-video, that is a pre-launch video of this YouTube channel. Thank you for visiting the page. What we are going to understand today is about Nifty movement, Bank Nifty movement, and also understanding a very simple question which I get asked a lot of times. Should we sell options on expiry day? Okay, so let's understand that rationale also behind this video. Before that, let me just make a quick run through about what happened in the market today so that we are aware of what happened and how you should have ideally acted upon it. Before we proceed forward and understand more about uh, whether we should sell options on expiry day or anything about that, we are going to cover a lot of series of videos on expiry day options trading. Okay, if you are new to this channel, visiting it for the first time, definitely do hit the subscribe button to understand more about it in the future. Before we proceed, so we'll do a quick sectoral overview about how the market behaved sector wise. So if you talk about the global cues which happened late in the night yesterday, that is basically understanding about how the US market behaved, how the Asian markets behaved in the morning, how SGX Nifty was indicating a negative for us. That is where you should have been prepared for based on the pre-events that happened before our market opened. When we look at the sectoral overview, we saw Nifty, Bank Nifty, private banks, Bank Nifty and PSU Bank specifically being amongst those who have been hit the hard. Okay, they were bleeding left and right. If you talk about the top four sectoral losers, they have been financials, private banks, Bank Nifty, and PSU banks. Of course, when you have a fear of inflation, when you have a fear about how the market may affect banking lending or possibly the deposit mobilization, that is something that is going to be hit very hard. If you talk about Bajaj Finance over the past few days, it has been shorted uh, despite numbers being okay. However, in terms of loan growth, and that is what a lot of participants in the market have been fearing, maybe that fear has translated today on the Nifty Bank as well as private banks, PSU banks indices. Having said that, automobiles came up with the numbers, TVS Motors, along with management commentary, which was strong enough to bring in positivity. That stock was up. I'll just open up TVS Motors so that you are able to understand it. So this is a stock which I was bullish on right from the morning. Not exactly at the market open, but once it gave a substantial breakout at this level. Okay, that is where I entered freshly on the TVS Motors stock. If you talk about any other stocks which were, let's say, Bajaj Finance, Asian Paints, which were there on my watch list since a long time. If you talk about those stocks, Asian Paints continued to see a sell-off after yesterday's upside. Okay, that is where again fresh entries could have been made. I'm a call option seller for Asian Paints for certain quantities. That is what I'm continuing to hold as of now. If you talk about Bajaj Finance, again, like I said, it showed a continuous downside. If you talk about the 200-day moving average line, it has been bouncing back off that level. Okay, so again, an opportunity to go short as soon as the 200 moving average was moved, moving the stock downside. Having said about the sectoral overview, let's move to understanding what opportunities were there for us for Nifty and Bank Nifty traders. Like I said, if you saw the open interest at the beginning of the day, as soon as the market opened, there was huge level of call option selling and put options unwinding. Having said that, it is any which ways monthly expiry, that is for index as well as stock options, where a lot of positions will ideally be unwound, but also fresh call options were being initiated. That was what was visible on the Nifty and Bank Nifty space. Again, no opportunity for us to go long, so you should have ideally stayed away from it. There are a lot of people who would normally short Nifty or Bank Nifty at the money calls and at the money put options. Now, in fact, a few students had asked me, I've gone long on Hindalco. I'm not really seeing any positivity there. What should I do? Or if I'm already holding a call option and a put option sold, what should I ideally do in such a situation? You should understand one part about expiry day trading, there is a gamma effect, which is an options Greek, which multiplies the delta multifolds. Okay, so gamma acts as a catalyst for delta to move the premium prices much more higher than what they should ideally do. When we come to those options Greek in the subsequent videos, we'll understand those. Having said that, I was not looking to go short on Nifty or Bank Nifty through option selling positions. Okay, again, premium being something which is going to increase drastically if the gamma effect takes over and there is a sudden sharp move that happens. Your option sold position, which is a put option sold position, will take you for a ride. Having said that, I did not trade Nifty today, but I did definitely traded Bank Nifty. I'm already again positionally holding calls short on Bank Nifty with, of course, with a hedge. I did not want to really take any entry for today, um, considering the Bank Nifty was already moving on the downside. Looking at this downside, okay, somewhere around 11:15, I thought, okay, that is a point for us to take an entry. This is a 3 minute candle. If I just move it to 5 minutes, you will see we saw one large candle. A lot of times people feel that okay, there is a short uh, opportunity available, there is a huge level of selling that is happening, but what should I do in such a situation? When you are seeing such a large level of candle here in this situation, your stop loss also becomes larger. Why? Because if you take a short trade, let's say at the close of this candle or midway of this candle, once you see a day's low being taken out, your stop loss also becomes a larger amount of money. Okay, so ideally you should not take an entry immediately at a sell off that you see. One reason being, again, premiums may move up and down. If you're just looking at this candle, if you're just looking at this one candle, you may think that it has moved perpetually on a downward, but it is not the case. This candle opened up here at around 41,978. If you talk about the opening, 41,979, that was the highest point at which it has ideally opened. From there, there was a sell off that definitely happened, but that does not mean the stock has moved on a downward trajectory throughout that candle. The stock may move down, move up again, move down, move up again, definitely in that specific range. But the problem is your stop losses may get hit if you see such a momentum that is there. Therefore, I would normally not advise getting short on that huge candle. If I talk about a retracement, yes, then you may take an entry. Again, swing high being a stop loss for yourselves if you take an entry somewhere at a retracement point. Having said that, again, at this point, open interest was not really suggesting that uh, put options are running away further or call options are adding to the bearishness in the market. That was not visible. I waited for an entry, I waited for some more time. Towards this point, I wanted to take an intraday trade. Considering it's an expiry, I would want to ideally take an advantage of lower premiums to buy options, specifically after 1 or 130. Having said that, here there was some bullishness, some positivity that was seen, but this was a signal for me which suggested I should not go long or rather consider taking a scalping trade on a short side. After looking at this bearish engulfing candle, where I got a setup which said, okay, possibly it is not really going to move up higher. My stop loss is also very small if I take a short entry, correct? This becomes my swing high, that becomes my stop loss, say around this point, 41,911. I was still not taking an entry because I wanted some more confirmation. This is where I started realizing uh, if there is a movement that happens, then my stop loss is any which way smaller. My premiums are also very cheap, available at a cheaper price. This is a red candle where I got a confirmation and took an entry on the short side. Okay, it was a quick scalping trade. I took two trades in those duration of 6 to 7 minutes. First took an entry. As the candle started forming, uh, it started moving up higher actually. At this candle, I took an entry. Once I took an entry after this candle immediately, there was some upside. I was seeing a mark to market loss. Waited for some more time because my stop loss is not yet triggered. Then after that point, immediately on this candle, there was a quick downside that was visible on this. Uh, Bank Nifty index. I'll just delete this drawing. There was a quick downside which was visible here on this Bank Nifty index. I quickly, because I'm scalping, I quickly moved my trailing stop loss, which is basically a profit to certain extent, and not lose more than my cost. So I kept a small 2 rupee stop loss, profit stop loss on the trailing side, and entered that deal. Immediately there was a reversal. Like I said, this candle has not really moved in the downward side. That is where most of us think that okay, this is a bearish candle. It has moved from top to bottom straight away. That is a wrong psychological way of looking at that candle. Here, immediately at this point, uh, roughly in 3 to 4 minutes, the market moved up higher. My trailing stop loss got hit. I had to move that stop loss also very quickly from a higher point to a lower point. But at that point, that got hit, and immediately there was a downside further. I did not want to wait for another opportunity. Considering my stop loss is hit, when I went on to enter into that trade again, I had missed 75, roughly 70 to 75 points. That is, I bought a put option 75 points higher than what I normally would have if I had continued to hold that trade. Having said that, I did not mind that. I was looking for a short entry. This was an opportunity for me. I took an entry again at a higher price. Consider the point. I'm not averaging. This is a point where I'm realizing the momentum is on my side. I should take an entry further. This is where again I got into the trade immediately on a 3 minute candle and continued to hold that trade. On the reversal again at this point, my trailing stop loss was hit. Okay, so I wanted a quick scalping trade, roughly made 27 or 28 points roughly on the scalping trade. Good enough for me for a larger quantity. Okay, so having said that, that is a possibility that you can consider towards the closure of the market expiry day. Okay, if you are a buyer of an option, you get premiums at a cheaper level. If you get a quick momentum, you can still make profit of that. We are going to discuss more about strategies, about how you can still minimize that risk, how you can consider taking a pinpoint entry in subsequent videos that will be coming up on the channel. Let's now talk about the very important fact that most of the people take a short straddle at expiry at the market beginning so that they can eat up the premium decay. But trust me, that is not really something that you should consider. Okay, you may have been making profit, fine with that. I'm not denying that part. But ideally, on the expiry day is not a point to create a short straddle. You're considering that today is the expiry day. It is just few hours from now. Let me take a short position, sell a call option, sell a put option, earn that premium. If that stays in that specific range, I'm going to make profit. Normally, yes. But if you see such a trending day, it becomes a difficulty for us to manage that trade because the premiums are also very meager, very small premiums. You don't have scope for adjustments there. Okay, so that is one piece of advice about managing short straddles on any specific uh, expiry day. That's all for today. I don't want to stretch this video. I just wanted to continue on this video with introducing you about the possibilities of the content that you're going to see on this channel and hoping to see your support, hoping to bring up further more content. Subscribe for that and hoping to see you soon. Thanks a lot for watching this video.